Hello everyone, today I'll be checking out Dosa Express in San Mateo for their South Indian food. I've tried South Indian food twice before in the past, and I know you all really loved it, so I thought why not try out another South Indian spot. Dosa Express is obviously known for their dosas, but they have a wide variety of other South Indian dishes as well, and I feel like I'm only going to be able to order like 1% of their menu because they have one of the largest menus I've ever seen, so let's go. We are definitely going to be having another feast. I just placed my order here at Dosa Express, and the first item that came out was my drink, which is the mango lassi, because I already know the food will definitely bring the heat, and you gotta get a mango lassi whenever you have Indian food just to cut through some of the spice. But either way, I'm gonna give this a taste first before I try some of the other spicy foods just to see what this is like. Okay, wow, the service here is really fast because they literally just brought out some of the other food, and I have to say it's probably only been maybe like 3 minutes since I ordered. But either way, let's go ahead and try this mango lassi. Oh, this is a really nice and well-balanced mango lassi. The first thing I get is a bright, tart, acidic flavor from the yogurt, and then I get a zesty, fresh, mango-y taste, and at the end, I get a nice sweetness, but I love that it's not overly sweet. It definitely does coat your tongue with all the yogurty thickness, so this definitely will be like the perfect spicy antidote. Oh, I cannot wait just to dig into all this food now. It's all looking so delicious, but I want to start off with this onion pakoda, which is a crispy, battered onion, and they serve it with 2 sauces on the side as well, but I want to just try it on its own. And yes, this is the authentic way because they literally just give you spoons. Those are the only utensils, so everything you eat with your hands pretty much. Oh, this onion pakoda on its own is fantastic. It is so flavorful already. It's really nice and crispy, not oily at all, and I love the flavor of the onions because I'm a big onion fan, so you will love this. This is almost like the Indian version of onion rings, obviously a little bit different since it's all chopped up and mixed with spices, but it's very fun to eat nonetheless. And now I'm just gonna dip it in a brown sauce that we have on the side and see how that goes. I'm guessing it might be some sort of tamarind sauce. Well, that is definitely a tamarind sauce. In the beginning, you get a nice sweetness, almost like a fruitiness. And at the end, you get a little bit of tartness, a little bit of acidity, which is quite nice. But now, I want to go for this green sauce. So I have a feeling that this is going to be even tastier. I'm guessing it's either some sort of mint sauce or green chili sauce. Oh, that is amazing. That tastes like both. I think that is both literally a mint and a green chili sauce because at the beginning you get all the flavor and aroma of the mint, and then at the end you get a little bit of flavor from the green chilies, and it's very fresh tasting, but I would say by South Indian standards it's not spicy at all. Now I'll be going for the medu vada, which are deep fried lentil fritters, and these are amazing because these are like savory Indian donuts and they're still nice and hot. So of course I just gotta give a little bite plain before I try all the different chutneys and stuff. Oh, that is amazing. It's so warm and comforting. It's got a really thin and crispy exterior, and the inside is just really light and fluffy, and it actually has a very subtle flavor. But now I'm just gonna give it a dip in our sambar, which looks like there's plenty of carrots and onions and all sorts of other goodies in here. And this is one juicy bite. Oh, that is great. It's just really zesty and juicy. Taste all the onions. I taste a little bit of turmeric, and that's just your straight up classic sambar. It's always good. And now I'm gonna give this a dip in our tomato chutney, it looks like, and it looks really nice and orangey. Oh, that is lovely. I really love that because it just tastes like it was freshly made. I love all the fresh tomatoes in there. Just a little bit of spices, but again, not spicy at all. So far, I'm doing really good with the food because it's not really burning me up at all. But now I'm gonna go in for a bit of our coconut chutney, I believe. And this looks really nice and thick and creamy. Oh, the coconut chutney is amazing. It just kind of coats all your taste buds in a natural light sweetness of the coconut, and it's also a little bit savory as well. And now I'm going to go in for a final one, which just looks like this nice, thick yellow curry sauce. Oh, that was definitely unexpected, but like a good unexpected. It was like a fun surprise because it just tastes like freshly grated ginger mixed up with a whole bunch of turmeric and maybe a little bit of other spices. But the primary flavor is just that fresh ginger, but surprisingly, it's not overly spicy because I feel like this lentil fritter just kind of cools down the spiciness, so it's just really zesty and fresh, and it'll just light up your mouth with delightful flavor. Next, I'll be trying the punugulu, which are these little fried balls, and this is almost like an edible ping pong ball because that's what it reminds me of. It's just like ping pong ball size, and again, I'll give it a dip in a tomato chutney because I think that's got to be my favorite dipping sauce because once again, we have that spicy curry or sort of that turmeric and ginger, and then we also have the coconut, but I'm gonna go for the tomato. Oh, this is really amazing. This definitely reminds me of the previous lentil fritter. However, this is more of like a fermented rice fritter. And then when you dip it in a sauce, that is awesome. But I actually think I even prefer this maybe even a little bit more than the lentil fritter because you get so much more surface area because it's like one little ball, and as you bite into it with one bite, it's just really crunchy and crispy and fun. I also decided to get one of just their classic samosas, which I believe are just filled with spiced potatoes, and here we go, just one of my all-time favorite Indian foods. Oh, that is a fantastic samosa. My favorite part about this is the outside because it's really nice. It just tastes like a really delicate and flaky pastry, nice and oily. And now I gotta dip it in some of that green sauce on the side, which is that spicy mint sauce. Here we go. We just gotta use this to our advantage and just use all the potatoes to just like soak up all of this delicious mint sauce. Oh, the potato filling is so well made. It's just really light and fluffy because it's almost like the best mashed potatoes you'll ever eat. And then just a little bit of spices. So you really do gotta dip it in that mint sauce just to give it some more flavor. And that way you won't be just like blown away by like an intensely spicy potato filling. But it's actually quite subtle. Now I want to go for their cone dosa because after all, this is called Dosa Express. And on their menu, they said this is their most famous dosa. And this is so fun. This almost looks like a birthday hat. And in fact, this is the type of hat I want on my birthday. One that I can actually eat because this is just like a nice thin dosa. And despite the size, it almost doesn't weigh anything. I mean, I feel like this is the weight of maybe like 2 sheets of paper. It is just like so airy. Oh, and look at this crunch. It's just really crackery and crispy still. So I'm just gonna go ahead, layer this up, kind of get like a 2-layer bite going and give it a dip into our sambar. And now, give it a taste. Well, that is great because their cone dosa is just a plain dosa. It really lets you taste all the natural flavors. It just tastes a little bit oily, a little bit crunchy and crispy. In fact, actually, it's very crispy. It's just really satisfying, and I really feel like it makes for almost like an ASMR type of video. Just listen to this crunch. I'm not sure if you could hear that, but it's just really light and crispy, so it's definitely just really pleasant to eat. And then dipped in all the sauces like the sambar just makes for a delicious bite. In fact, why not go for a double, the sambar and the coconut chutney. Oh, and yes, because it's Dosa Express, I had to get another dosa. This is the ghee masala dosa, which looks like it's filled with like some sort of flavored masala rice, and then it's covered in ghee, which is clarified butter. All right, I want to just get the end of the dosa just to try some of the flavor with the ghee. Oh, that is really tasty. I love the flavor of the ghee because, like I said, it's just pure butter, and basically anything tastes better with butter, especially a dosa. Now I'm gonna get a nice thick piece of the dosa and get it with some of the filling, which looks like it might be like a mixture of some rice, potatoes, maybe a little bit of onion as well. Oh, that's nice as well. Again, a lightly spiced potato filling, and actually there's not any rice in here at all. It's just like small potatoes that are kind of broken up and almost look and taste like the texture of rice. And then you get a nice turmeric flavor, maybe a little bit of ginger as well. But I'm telling you, the best part of this one is just the taste of the dosa along with all the butter, and that does pair quite nicely with that tasty potatoey filling, which is so bright and yellow and vibrant. Finally, I got their vegetable thali set, and I'm really impressed with this because they said I can refill all the items except for this roti on top, plus our dessert that is right here. But it comes to all sorts of other things, like you got cottage cheese, you got potatoes, you got multiple types of rice, plus extra rice in the middle. This on its own is just like one feast that you can keep on coming and getting refills of. Alright, I'm just gonna try one item with the roti and then save the rest of the roti for later. So I'm gonna go for this sort of turmeric looking rice. Oh, that is really nice. That is just like a slightly sweet turmeric infused rice. I'm not sure what I'm tasting. I'm tasting some sort of sweet spices, maybe a little bit of cinnamon, perhaps a little bit of cardamom. And it's kind of really is aromatic and flavorful, and it's just really pleasant on the tongue. Now I'm gonna go for these crispy little bits on top of the rice and just kind of crumble it up a little bit and tear it up. And then we can use this to eat with some of the other dishes and just get a spoonful of rice with some of the crispy bits. Alright, I got a little bit of rice with some of the crispy bits, or one large piece of the crispy bit, and then some of the lentil dish. Oh, that has got to be the most powerful and the most flavorful dish I've tried so far, because at first I get that nice crispiness, and then immediately I'm hit with the flavor of the lentils, which is really strong and spicy and definitely brings like kind of a lingering slow burn, but it's nothing too overwhelming, nothing I can't handle. And if it is a little bit spicy, just get a little bit more rice just to cleanse your palate before moving on to the next item. Next, I'm gonna go for our spiced potatoes. Oh, that is amazing. It's just like small cubes of creamy, rich potatoes. And then I love all the other various spices and seeds in there. I'm tasting maybe a little bit of cumin seeds because as I bite into it, I kind of get a light crispiness from the crispy rice topper, and then I get a firm crunchiness from all the spices. Next, I'll go for what appears to be another lentil-based dish. Well, that's definitely not what I was expecting. That is not lentils at all. That's like a tangy vegetable chutney, and it actually reminds me a lot of this first lentil dish to have part of it. Similar spices, except even more spicy, and I would say that definitely brings the heat. So I might actually need another sip of my mango lassi just to cut through some of that heat. And just like that, it's a magic antidote. Like 2 seconds later, I'm totally fine. Well, actually, the spice is coming back just a little bit, but definitely much milder the second burst of spice you get. So this is definitely fun if you're into spicy foods. The next one is this sort of tomatoey, soupy looking one. Well, if I'm not mistaken, that is sort of like an Indian-style tomato soup. It's very brothy, and in fact, there's not much in there other than some small pieces of tomatoes, and it's really strong and zesty and sour, which is just so fun, because I feel like the sourness goes really well with the slightly intense spiciness of that one. Definitely reminds me more of that lentil dish, so spicy but bearable. And in fact, to cut it, I'm gonna go for a bite of some of the cottage cheese they give you on the side, because this always comes with a lunch thali set. And again, this is just like the mango lassi. In fact, I think this actually works even better. Like 1 second later this time, all of the spice goes away and permanently pretty much. And I'm not typically a big cottage cheese person. However, I love this sort of Indian style of cottage cheese. It's so much more zesty and flavorful and tangy and really nice and creamy as well, with a little bit of a yogurty finish. Finally, I just got this green sort of vegetable dish. Oh, that's great. I just love the mild flavored green vegetables. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's just been cooked so long, so it really just kind of dissolves on your tongue. And then along with that, you get a very mild spice, but in fact, compared to some of the other items, this could practically be considered a non-spicy item if you need a break from some of the more intense dishes. Finally, I gotta end with dessert, which does come with this lunch thali. This is the gulab jamun, which is just a classic Indian dessert. It's a donut that is soaked in sugar syrup, and in fact, I want to say it's beyond soaked. It's like almost oversaturated, and in fact, it's so oversaturated, there's just like a pool of syrup at the end of this dish. I mean, it's crazy. The inside is no longer a donut. It's just kind of been transformed into this gummy, sticky texture from all the sugar syrup. Okay, here we go.
I was always short. I was thinking I always answered.
While I don't always love super sugary desserts, I will admit that I do have a soft spot for gulab jamun. To me, the key is you just kind of nibble on it, and it almost will take you maybe 2 to 3 times as long to finish as a normal dessert, because I love just to nibble on it and kind of enjoy all the flavors of the syrup that they're using, because this is not just like a plain sugar syrup. This is like infused with cardamom and maybe some other spices, which make it really floral and flavorful. So it's more than just like a one-dimensional dessert. You kind of kind of have multiple things going on at the exact same time. This was just the ultimate South Indian dining experience here at Dosa Express in San Mateo. I mean, all the reviews I read online, people rave about this place, and it definitely does live up to the hype, because all the dishes, at least to me, tasted pretty well made. Everything was not overly greasy, everything was flavorful, and there was definitely a balance of non-spicy and spicy dishes, so pretty much anyone can eat here. I'll say you really can't go wrong with anything you get here. I mean, their lunch thali set is awesome. I'm always a big fan of set meals because you just get a variety of so many different items. Of course, their dosas are on point, just like the name says, because they're really fun and crispy. And then I also love some of the other fried appetizers I got, because they weren't too oily and they were really crispy and fun to eat. If you're looking for a quality Indian meal, and or you're looking for a vegetarian meal, this is definitely a must try. I mean, you really can't go wrong with anything here, and everything was just so fun and delicious and spicy and did not disappoint. As always, I really hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure if you did to give it a like, and also make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.